Shonen Jump is known to produce high-quality manga. Many fans have probably gotten into the hobby because of one of their series. Now, when comparing the classics to the modern titles, people usually say that the classics are better. Is this simply just nostalgia, or are the stories of Shonen Jump getting worse? If I had to separate the classics from the modern, it would look something like this. Now, as you know, Shonen Jump's main target audience is teenage boys. I just so happened to start this hobby as a teenager. Luckily for me, the series I got to grow up with was One Piece, Naruto, and Bleach. If we include series like Katekyo Hitman Reborn and To Love Ru, I read them well into my adulthood. At this point, my standard for Shonen Jump manga is very high. Now, I've enjoyed reading series like My Hero Academia, Demon Slayer, and Black Clover. In my opinion, the big three told a better overall story compared to these titles. I will say that the modern titles do certain things better than the classics. For example, the females in Black Clover actually get a chance to shine in fights, unlike in Naruto. So based on when I got into reading manga, one might say everything I just said was nostalgia. I for one think that might be the case as well. Those starting the hobby now won't have any nostalgic ties to the older series, so they'd be able to read both new and old with a blank slate and judge it from there. Here's an example from personal experience. Now, Death Note is an older series I could have read as a teen alongside the big three. I actually didn't read it until 2018, so I didn't have any opinions on the series just yet. After reading this big-ass book, I can understand why the series became a cult classic. After reading Death Note, I got around to binging The Promised Neverland. Personally, I enjoyed The Promised Neverland more than Death Note. This is mainly because The Promised Neverland is less wordy and has a bit more action. That said, Death Note is primarily known to be a psychological thriller, which it does better than The Promised Neverland. Looking at this banner, we can see all the current titles in Weekly Shonen magazine. Take away One Piece that started in the 90s, and Jujutsu Kaisen and My Hero Academia that started in the 2010s, we're left with the titles that started in the 2020s. Out of what's left, we have titles with a healthy fanbase or series just getting started. At present, none of these titles have surpassed what came before. With enough time, they just might be able to. But what are your thoughts? Do you think Shonen Jump is getting worse? As always, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.